Hey everybody, so I am going to do an explanation of a 9-card tarot spread. The camera angle is crazy wonky. I literally have it on top of a makeup mirror on a stack of books, but I wanted to, I want to get all the decks or the cards in. And even now it's going to be a little cramped, but we're going to try. I know the angle's strange, but it was the best lighting. And we're going with a standard Rider-Waite-Smith deck here, just for ease of familiarity with the images. But yeah, so in my Tarot Tools Trio video, I talked about my favorite spreads, and one of them was the 9-card spread. And somebody in one of the tarot groups asked today about how it works and what's the most effective. And I kind of I've been told that it's taken from Lenormand readings. It's a pretty popular spread in Lenormand readings. I have tried to learn it and I fail miserably. So it's kind of like on the back burner right now, but I do use it with tarot, but I've used it beforehand with tarot, but so it wasn't exclusive to that knowledge. But so we're going to pick a question, a random question, probably something like, does he have a crush on me? Let's do that one. It's pretty common. It'll be nice and easy to read. And we can just throw some cards down and I'll show you how I answer that question. So I do have these in reversals. I kind of struggled with deciding whether or not to put them up or not, but we're gonna go with it because that's what I have done. So we have the top row here, the center row, and the third row. I kind of dealt this way. And so how I go about reading the 9-card is I do kind of the past, present, future, and then I do the situation surrounding the question. What kinds of things are in conflict, or what kinds of things are crossing it, so to speak, if you want to use Celtic cross terminology, and then what can be done to resolve the situation or provide a favorable outcome. And then I go into what I called in the Tarot Tools Trio video my Tetris shapes. And I kind of go through and I look for color similarity and number similarity and things like that. But I'll do that in the second part. So if we were going to read this as does he have a crush on me, we would go first with the past, or in this case it would be probably more how he's thought about her in the past. And we have the 6 of Cups, which indicates an unequal relationship. One kind of feels more towards the other than the other feels back, if that makes sense. The 10 of Wands, in this case, reversed. So 10 of Wands upright is like burdens or, overburdens. But in this situation, I would probably read it as he's not really thinking about her. He's not, his thoughts, his day-to-day is not burdened by her in any way. And then we have the King of Swords reversed. Once again, another indication that he's not really thinking about her. He's not, his passions are elsewhere. They're moving on to something else. His thoughts are not even anywhere around her. So that's how I would read these 3. And then we would go into the present. And I would say the Knight of Pentacles reversed would be, well, I guess to you it kind of looks upright, but to me it's reversed. The King of Pentacles reverse would say, or the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, I learned to read. I promise I did. The Knight of Pentacles indicates to me like slow movement in the physical realm. So reverse could be completely stalled. And you know, no, like stuck in the mud. So any type of relationship they might be having is stuck in the mud. And then you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords in the Rider-Waite is, you know, something hidden, something, you know, that she might not know about him. So she might be thinking about him, and he might have a girlfriend. You never know. Excuse me, I'm still getting over my cold, guys. So I sound terrible. But then we have the Knight of Swords. And this is, you know, very fast moving. He's the fastest of the knights. Obviously, the swords are for thoughts and communication. And so I would say, you know, there's something going on with this guy that she isn't aware of. And it's causing her to be stuck in the thought of them being together, but he can't get away from her fast enough. So he may have hidden, it might not be a hidden girlfriend, it may be the fact that he really doesn't like her at all. And he doesn't want to have anything to do with her, unfortunately. It's sad. It's sad for this made-up couple. And then we have the future. And the future gets even bleaker. You can't see. This is the Star. And for me, it's reversed, so there's no hope, honey. Unfortunately, we also have the Eight of Pentacles, and she would be better served. She's the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, both reversed. Better served in taking her, putting her actions and putting her energy elsewhere, into somebody else, because there's no chance that this is gonna work out for her. And if she continues to kind of stay stuck on this dude, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. She's not gonna be able to get anything done. So that's the past, present, future kind of thing. So if we look down this line here, there's lots of pentacles and swords, which is strange for a reading about that would primarily be about love, which also gives you kind of like a good indication that this isn't really going to work out. So the situation is unequal feeling, stuck in, you know, the thought and like really keeping that idea in your head and sticking to it, and not like being unyielding, I guess is what I would say for that. And then no hope. So the situation is she's very kind of desperate here, and she's kind of showing her desperation in the fact that she doesn't want to move on from this guy. He, from what we kind of saw before, he's kind of either not given her any thought, or he has given her thought, and the thoughts have all been bad. So then I would go here and I would say these are the actions that could be done, or the cross, the situation that crosses it. So we have being completely unburdened by any sort of passion for this person, something that she doesn't know, and not really being satisfied in how you're working on this. So so the thing that's crossing her is very obviously, you know, like we said before, that he has no thoughts of her. He has no either clue that she's alive, or he knows that she's alive and he's just not into it. And there's something that she doesn't know. She thinks that he may like her, but you know, he may be running for the hills, or he may have a girlfriend, who knows. And then we have the result on this side. So we have the King of Swords reversed again, you know, not being in control of the communication not being able, so she may be trying to contact him and he's not answering or something like that, with this card. And then you have the Knight of Swords, which is him running away from her as fast as he can. And then we have no material gain here. No, the 9s are, the ultimate part before you move on at the 10. So there's no material gain. So her outcome, unfortunately, if she continues to, or she doesn't resolve any of this or move on from any of this, is he's going to start running. He's going to not pay her any interest. He's not going to change his mind, here and here. He's not going to change his mind no matter how much she might want him to. And she's not going to get anything out of this relationship. So this poor girl is in for a Valentine's Day alone. And that's sad for her. Excuse my coughing. My voice is very quickly going out, so we're gonna wrap up really quickly. So like I said before, lots of swords, lots of pentacles, not really something that you really want to see in a love reading. This is not, there's no emotion, there's no, there's like cold calculation, there's thoughts of materialism and thoughts of non-passionate, loving variety. I know we got like 2 of these guys here, but one of them's reversed, so that's already a bad sign. And this one, talks about unequal relationships, so there's that, but there's not a lot. And so the next thing I would look for is number similarity. I've got 7, 8, 9. I've got the 2 knights. I've got I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So if you kind of like read them in order, you can kind of look at the story of the reading and say, she really, really likes him. He doesn't really like her, but she's not seeing that either he doesn't like her or he's got a girlfriend. She's putting a lot of effort into it, and it's not getting her anywhere. She's very unsatisfied, and she's just not going to get anything out of this relationship. So kind of like, and then circle back to the 10. The 10's not really connected in that kind of Tetris shape that I just made, so I probably wouldn't have added that on there. But if you think about that as the end, this is telling her that she needs to move on. That's what the 10s are. They're your rebirth. They're your death of the suit type of a thing before you move to the next suit. So then, we talked about this. We have the knights together, and they kind of crown this, or not crown, they kind of circle this secret that this guy has. And, I read it just like I would before. Something is stuck and something is not moving. And then something wants to move very, very fast. So, that's where I got the idea that he might not even have any feelings for her, or he might dislike her because he would want to get out of there very quickly. So if you think of him and her, which is what I would do for 2 people, and court cards usually mean people for me. Oh, excuse me. So we have her stuck in this idea, stuck in this, this wanting of this guy that she can't really have. And then the secret is, like I said, the guy just wants to bolt and get the hell out of there. And then I would look for major arcana. And I will drop the 9 of Pentacles. So I look for major arcana. So we only have 1, so there's not really any correlation, but since there's only 1, that would kind of give me a really clear indication of the overall message of the reading is that there's no hope, that there's not going to be like a workout here. And so after we've done our Tetris shaped, after we've looked at our kind of like, little boxes of things, we've looked at our numbers, we've looked at our suits, I kind of look at color correlation a little bit. We've got lots of blues in here, and then like the blue over here. So again, because there's so many swords, I would say this is a very like a cold calculation. There's not a feeling going on here. There's not emotion. It's more of a passing thought, or more of a decision about a person, and not one made out of love or passion. And then there's lots of yellow kind of like blocking this in here. And the biggest two cards that have these, well, all three of these cards have that yellow, that brightness. This is a very, I would say that's a very clear, definitive answer for this person. Like, that's not going to get better. It's not going to move on. And there's not really a lot of, like, you know, things that I would pick up as love colors in this deck. There's, you know, I also probably wouldn't use this for a reading like this, but you know, if there were lots of like pinks or you know, colors that were bright and beautiful like rainbows, that would kind of make me think, okay, well, let's look along this path and see what you know, what kind of answers those cards give us if we kind of group them together. So that's how I read a 9-card spread. It was a bit rambly, but I hope it was useful, and I will see you guys later for some deck reviews. I'm working out some camera situations, not really reviews, but like flip throughs and such a thing. And let's all have a little bit of a moment of silence for this poor girl that's never getting that guy. Oh, so sad. Love and light, y'all. Have a great night.